And now the kick is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21.
Hey, check 24, check 24.
Run.
Hey, check 24, watch 24.
Here.
Watch that. Check. Lucky.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Here we go. 180.
Check 56.
Hey, empty.
Check 9.
Bunch.
We got double up.
Here, sit.
Check safety.
Ram. What's it done?
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play there for Philly. 45 yards. Well, that'll help get you out of danger. So much for playing it conservatively back towards your own goal line.
That aggressive mentality, sometimes you can use it, and they did there against a defense who probably thought to themselves, there's no way they take a shot here this deep in their own territory.
So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. Wentz. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. He completes it to Westbrook.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Check 99. Watch the safety creep.
Go.
Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Guys, it's game situation. Let's go. Alert flare.
Hey, 57. Stand.
Under crunch. Shift.
Hey, Lou.
Check.
Sunday.
Check.
Bravo.
Now Wentz again. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Here's second and 10 now from about the 32.
Let's go. Great.
Tight dog. Alert 3, alert.
Lefty.
Alert 3.
Great 15.
52. Watch 52. 52.
Shift. Go.
No. Check that. We want Mike 50.
Wentz to throw again. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down. So back-to-back incompletions. Third down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at third and 10.
Win 5-3.
Bang.
No.
Bang. Sponge.
We're 5-7.
No. Mike 56. Mike 56.
What's your son?
65.
What's your son?
Again, they'll throw with Wentz. He wants it all for the end zone. Fourth down now as San Fran's defense is strong in coverage.
Well, not that we had any questions, but it's obvious his arm does not hurt today, does it? He does not mind slinging it around.
He is firing that pigskin around the yard.
Yeah, putting it deep downfield, taking shots. Unsuccessful there, but I like his moxie.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
On the set. 80 weapon.
Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together. 49. Check 49. Check 49.
Lightning.
Check 26. Check 26.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5.
You ain't got nothing. Check 31. Check 31.
Under 10.
Running, it's Drake. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. There for the tackle, the former Wisconsin Badger, Leon Jacobs.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Protein spill.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line. That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 1.
Set up. 18 Gator. Pilot 64 weeks.
Check pass. Check pass. Tighten up. Tighten up. Tighten up.
They'll try and run for it here. It's Coleman. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth. So much for picking it up on the ground on third down. Third play of the drive, and this defense showing strong early.
I wonder how much of that was scouting. I wonder how much of that was a gut feeling like, okay, let's just go ahead and sell out here and get after them, thinking they're going to run the football and stuff them early, because they've now set the tone. They've set a precedent right here. If you're going to try and run the ball against us, it could be hard going throughout this game.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last time able to get 3. That's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Man 5-7.
Switch.
They run with Howard. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Man 5-7. What's your son?
Snap coming at 1. Now Wentz. Open man is Westbrook, complete. A big pickup there for the Eagles' first down, 18 yards.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this, when he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Out. Jim.
Listen.
And an alley to run. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A good pickup there at 22.
This is one of those plays that could go either way, but we've seen the influence of the college game now in the NFL, where we're seeing more and more of these plays run, and that one went for a big gain.
He's checking.
List 5-2.
Check nickel.
Lion.
Switch gears.
List 5-7. Here, shift.
Motion.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Black.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense. Whip. Watch the whip.
Ramp.
Turn up. Kill. Turn up. Check 24. Check.
Ramp.
Joker.
46 down, man 5-4. Done.
From the gun, it's Wentz. He's going to air one out. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Throwing to start the drive. Eason, and he hits his running back, Tevin Coleman. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Tevin Coleman, 81 yards. And once again, the 49ers are back out in front. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 14-10. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. There have been points on the board. We just saw back-to-back touchdown drives. I love it. I'm high-fiving our statistician, Christian McLeod, and you're angry. You're a defensive guy.
If you met one of my defensive coordinators, God rest his soul, I'm surprised he isn't in this booth right now wanting to really take you on. This is not football the way he sees it. He wants a good old-fashioned kicking game, defense, field position, and we're getting an up-and-down-the-field game here.
I'll take him. Where's his tombstone?
Boot Hill, baby.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating? The guys who just gave up that play.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Down the man inside, down the man. SOS. Ram.
Working from the gun, Wentz. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Nick Bosa able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. To throw is Wentz. Throwing left side, it's complete. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
6-6, pull it high.
Hey, turn it up. Slam.
Hey, empty. Hey, bus.
Deuce.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. Looking long for Westbrook. He's got a man, complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Watch twitch. Watch the...
Great.
Like 56.
Now Wentz. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the 1st half. 2nd and 12 after the 1st down pass play went backwards for 2 yards.
Switches.
Hey, bus. Ram. Hey, Ford Tokyo.
Again, it's Wentz. And that is caught. What a grab at the 8. So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. One play has him to the 37 here for first and 10. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. After the pickup of 5, here's second and 5.
Kill, Safe. Watch twist,
Again, running right, Drake. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Set. 10 Tucson.
54. And we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball.
General West.
Check.
Hey. High 7.
One set. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Ready.
On third and short, they'll try to pick it up through the air. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. A nice first down pickup on a gain of 6.
Ready.
Mike 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. I'm coming.
X3. 218. Chopper.
Watch the ass. Peek in.
Now.
They'll run with Coleman on first down. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Ready.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10.
22-jet bomber. 22-jet bomber.
Rush in.
They go.
They'll run with Drake. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
Come on, man.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Those are the type of runs that we did not see from him in the first half, but a good start to the third quarter.
And I know what everyone's thinking that's watching this. They did a great job adjusting at the half. Oftentimes you don't make adjustments. You just dial into your game plan a little bit better, and maybe they're starting to make some headway.
Let's make these babies cry all the way. Greystone, travel.
They'll run on first down. It's Coleman, and not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively.
Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot.
Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9". Watch the out, watch the out.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59, Mike.
No!
Hey, watch the lane.
Hit it.
Looking to throw on second down. Eason, open man is Samuel, complete. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Deebo Samuel, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 21-10 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
The Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
One's the Mike. Watch one. Watch it.
Great 57.
Coming to you. So Mike's number 1. Hey, exit. Check right. Check right. Mike 1. Mike 1. I'm on.
Done.
Wentz now to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Ready.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. This offense thankful, I'm sure, to have the football back, but also, Charles, after a long drive of their own, they've got to be a little weary.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and what you have to do to combat it, try and get fresh legs in where you can, especially to skill positions. And then for the offensive line, instead of attacking, maybe slow the tempo down a little bit. Let them catch their breath.
On first down, Eason, the first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did.
Get this ball back for the offense. Let's go. Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9". Bound to lose one.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59.
On first and 10, Eason. That's going to be caught by Samuel. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against him.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there.
25. Check 25. Check 25.
Shift.
Get it.
Coleman.
Check.
Only a yard on the gain there as time will run out on this third quarter of play. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Come on, set.
60 outlaw. Let's go. Two.
To throw on second down. Eason. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I'm coming back.
And that'll be marked down as their first sack of the game.
Well, they had 6 last week, and this offense did its homework, didn't it? Because they saw all that pressure, and they really worked hard to tamp it down and beat it back, and they did a great job in the first half. But now they've gotten their first sack here in the second half. Look out. They'll try to increase the pressure.
Hey, wahoo!
You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me.
Five.
Throwing on third and long. Eason. That's Samuel. Caught left side. A crazy sequence here. A huge gain that time, but it still leaves them well short for fourth down.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. Just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, ah.
It got his man complete. And all the way down to the 39. It's a big play there for the Eagles. And even 40 yards. Wentz off the fake handoff to Howard. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I believe it was covered by an Eagle. It was. And Philadelphia is going to hold on to the football. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
Hey, Rip 5-2, on here. Hey, staff.
You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You gonna see me in your...
Hey, Echo.
Slam.
Shotgun now for Wentz. Flush to his right. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in the cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Eagles on third down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Kill. Switch.
Hey, Lou. 5-9. Here we go.
56 the mic. 56 is the mic. All right. Here we go. Let's go, D.
Throwing now is Wentz. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
I got him.
Hey, Orbit.
56. Me and you all day. I'm coming after you. 56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check 56.
The Eagles indeed snap it. Wentz. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And no, it's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Niners take over in terrific field position.
Ready.
Mike 5'9". I got you, son. I got you, son.
On first down, Drake. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Decent start defensively to this series. They've got to stop them here and get this ball back.
I like the way you phrase that, partner. Decent start. But now it's got to be more about the ball. It's all about the ball. Getting it away from them, because making good tackles is one thing, but the clock will run out on you. You've got to have the football back for your offense.
The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. The Niners on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Team 6. Team 6. Watch the pass.
From the gun, Eason. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there that brings up 4th. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he's on to kick it away. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. Now a hit and a loose football. And now hang on here. The door, can you hear it? It's a little open.
Or is that the squeaky hinges that I'm hearing right now? Yeah, the door.
Is that too high pitch?
No, not at all. The door is open a little bit. It's almost like when you told those horror stories on the camping trip, right? And now, look out.
Yeah.
We've got a little bit different look on the game at this point.
Big momentum swing here in the 4th on the punt fumble. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. He's going to let this one go deep. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big play there for Philly. And even 50 yards. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
56.
Hey, Delta.
Mike 56. Mike 56.
Throwing on first is Wentz. And he's got his man on the out route. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
You ain't doing nothing today. 14, 82, 14.
56.
Wentz now on first down. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Check. Lucky. Buzz.
Here's Wentz to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off with great anticipation.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
64, weak.
This is Breida. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 18 yards, first down Niners.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the meadow lands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over.
Touchdown, 49ers! Tevin Coleman with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10 at the 9-yard line.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 9-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
So the victory here for San Francisco, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for San Francisco, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, it was a good first month, but they'll fall to 4-1 as they suffer their first loss. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants.